We're less than a week away from the draft being here, and Adam Schefter has a major update for our New York Football Giants and Shedeur Sanders. We're going to break that down, but first, make sure you go down below the video and hit that big red subscribe button so you don't miss a thing all draft week long. We're also going to be live for every single pick of the 2025 NFL Draft. We'll have reaction videos out for every pick. We're going to be your one-stop shop all draft weekend long, so subscribe and be one of the 160 diehard Giants fans to help this channel get to 71,000 subs. Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's dive into it. Adam Schefter has some new information on the New York Giants and Shedeur Sanders and what he thinks is going to happen at the top of the draft, and maybe what he thinks is going to happen at the back end of round one. Schefty saying this, quote, "Look, I think most people believe the Giants are going to wait in terms of drafting a quarterback at number 3. But I do want to remind you, Shedeur Sanders does have the pedigree. He is Mel Kiper Jr.'s top-rated quarterback. There have been people this week, not many, but a couple, who have pointed out to me, don't be surprised if the Giants take Shedeur Sanders number 3 overall. Do I think it's happening? It doesn't sound like it, but I don't think it can be dismissed. I've said this over the past couple of shows and over the past couple of days. I don't expect for Shedeur Sanders to be the number 3 overall pick heading to the New York Football Giants, but I am not ruling it out at all, and I am not going to be shocked if he is the pick. Like, let's just think about it. The Giants need a quarterback. They've done more work on Sanders than anybody in this class, and he's going to be available when they are on the clock at number 3. The question becomes, do the New York Giants think he is a franchise quarterback? If the answer to that is yes, he will be a Giant. If the answer is no, maybe we see them trade up at the back end of round 1, and we're going to talk about that in a second. I went and took a look at the books, the sports books out there, because I do like to keep up with the betting odds of who is supposed to go number 3 overall, and there's been a major shift. Abdul Carter is now the heavy favorite to be the pick when the Giants are on the clock, but Travis Hunter used to have the second best odds. That is no longer the case. Shedeur Sanders has leapfrogged Travis Hunter, and by a good bit. Sanders being plus 500, Hunter being 650. I think it's safe to say that Travis Hunter is going to go number 2 overall, which means he is not going to be a Giant. So pour one out for the homies, because I think that dream is dead. The next question becomes, how far does Shedeur Sanders fall in the NFL draft? And at what point does Joe Schoen, if he is interested in Shedeur, and maybe the value just didn't match up with the number 3 overall pick, which he said every time he hopped in front of a microphone throughout the pre-draft process, at what point in the NFL draft does he pick up the phone to try to get back in round 1 to get the Colorado quarterback? Schefty saying this. So if the Giants aren't taking Shedeur at 3, and if the Saints aren't taking Shedeur at 9, which Adam Schefter pretty much said in this quote he doesn't think is going to happen, now let's start to think and wonder about where Shedeur Sanders is going to go. But would there be a team that jumps up in front of the Steelers? Do they value Shedeur Sanders enough to do that? Talking about the New York Football Giants. It comes back to this question for me. Joe Schoen, how much do you love Shedeur? Well, I guess the first question is, do you love Shedeur? And if you do, how much do you love him? Because if you love him, but you also really love Abdul Carter and the value did not match up, an opportunity might present itself for you to pick up the phone and get back in to the back half of round 1 and maybe select the quarterback of your dreams. Remember Peter Schrager said this a couple of days ago? Is he possibly the 3rd overall pick where they are sitting at, talking about Shedeur? Maybe. Does this also mean, in reference to the private workout, mean that the Giants can trade back into the first round if they take Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter with the 3rd overall pick? I would say that is more likely. So Peter Schrager, now working for ESPN, who has a great relationship with Joe Schoen, saying he thinks it is more likely the Giants trade back into round 1 to select Sanders over picking him at the number 3 overall pick. I don't think anyone knows what they're going to do. I think Joe Schoen knows. I think he does. And I think it's going to be Abdul Carter at 3, but I could say this. This draft is going to be insane, and I am not ruling out the idea of the Giants having 2 picks in the first round. My question to you before we dive into more on this subject is Daniel Jeremiah kind of revealed the price for the Giants to get back in round 1 to make the pick for Sanders. Do you think they should do it? Type D for draft, type P for pass. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about what Daniel Jeremiah had to say about the Giants trading up and what it would cost to get to a certain pick to selection. Or first, though, I got to give a major shout-out to our proud sponsor, Game Time. If you're looking to get tickets for an upcoming Giants game this year, or want to go catch the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden for the NBA playoffs, listen up. Download the app, create an account, and use our promo code ChatSports. That's ChatSports, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You could potentially save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, theater events, and so much more. So, get hooked up, be a real one, and take advantage of that awesome deal, getting $20 off. Plus, use the best ticketing app there is, and that is Game Time. Use that Game Time Picks feature and the all-in pricing feature. That way you're locked into the best seats because Game Time, get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. Go watch the Knicks. Go watch the Yankees. Go watch Juan Soto bat below the Mendoza line. They're booing him one day. They're giving him a standing ovation one day. They don't know what they're doing. Maybe you can go watch him strike out 3 more times. And you could do it with $20 off. So use that promo code, Chat Sports. As producer Brett Alpert, diehard Mets fan, is not happy with me. ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm never going to pass up an opportunity to talk shit about Juan Soto. I'm going to do it. All right, what does it cost to trade up for the New York Giants to get back into round 1 to select Shedeur? And where is that sweet spot of the range of picks where they will do so? I'll say this. If Shedeur falls past the number 9 pick, I'm picking up the phone. Can you hear me now? That's what I'm doing. I'm picking up the phone if he gets past the Saints because I do think the Saints have an opportunity to select him, even though Adam Schefter says he does not think that is going to happen. Daniel Jeremiah recently did kind of a press conference call, which was awesome, with all type of content creators, NFL insiders, and everybody under the sun. And it was awesome. And he answered a lot of questions. And he said pretty much that this is what it would cost for the New York Giants to get to the number 20th overall pick because he thinks you would want to leapfrog the Steelers. That way they can't select him at 21. He thinks the Giants, to get to pick 20, would have to give up their second-round pick. I agree. He said one of their third-round picks, so 65 or 99, and their fifth-round pick. So pick 34, pick 65 or 99, and pick 154. I went out and looked at the Rich Hill draft value chart, which puts a point total at every single pick there at the draft. And it's a tool that NFL teams have used for a long, long time. There's been different versions throughout the years that have arisen. But essentially, if you want to get to a certain pick, you got to match the point total. And right now, the 20th overall pick, and it's not going to change, has a point value of 269 points. Nice. I mean, the Giants would most likely have to get extremely close to that, or maybe even overpay because we know there's usually a quarterback tax when you're trying to trade up. I don't think that you can make this deal happen unless you're giving up pick 65. So I chose 65 over 99. 175 for pick 34, 78 points for 65, and 11 picks for 154. That's 264 points. You're 5 points shy. So you're within striking distance to get a deal done. So I'll ask you this question. If Sean Payton and the owners of Walmart call you from Mile High and say, yo, we'll give you pick 20, but give us pick 34, pick 65, and pick 154. If you were the Giants GM, would you do this deal? Type A for accept, type D for decline. This is how I look at it. If I'm going to trade back into round 1 to get Shedeur Sanders, I'm only going to do it if I don't have to give up a future first-round pick. If I don't have to give up a 2026 first-round pick, then hell yeah, I would move up to go get Shedeur. And the deal that you saw, if all it takes is to give up my second-round pick, which obviously you're going to have to do that. You just replace that with pick 20. Then I have to just give up pick 65 and then a fifth-round pick. I'm giving up pick 65 and a fifth-round pick for a first-round quarterback. Yeah, I'm doing that. And this is what your draft pick and draft board and results would look like. Abdul Carter in round 1. Shedeur Sanders in round 1. You still have a third round pick, pick 99. You have your fourth round pick of 105, or fifth round pick of 105, excuse me. Round 7, pick 219, and round 7 of 246. Or it is round 4, pick 105. I don't know ball. I don't know the team I cover. Kidding. It is round 4. So much thoughts going through my head. Jalen Brunson, give me a win today. I'll sleep better. This is a great outcome, though. You get Abdul Carter, Shedeur. You still have premium picks, and you don't have to give up a future first-round pick. And to be honest with you, I would be thinking about moving down at 99. Like, if someone called when I was on the clock at number 99 and they're talking about potentially moving me back 15 spots to get another pick, to have more ammunition, to add another rookie into this class, I would absolutely do it. If the Giants can move into round 1 without sacrificing a future round 1 pick, you do it, and you bring Shedeur Sanders to the Big Apple. If you're ready for the NFL draft and you want it to be here, you're tired of hearing about all the speculation, I'm tired of speculating, hit that thumbs up icon. Can we get to 1,000 likes on today's video? That'd be love. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up, and let's go Big Blue.